Prime one, that's him. Sky, thought you thought, but I wasn't born yesterday. All I do is ball, you goofies underestimate. Heavyweight bag, step on your weight class. I done moved across states, blood I can't cap. Strap with it on my pivot, clocking digits. Rock hard and I ain't even in the kitchen. I'm on a mission to move soft, make a thing flip like a moonsault. Keep a switch for everybody through salt. Face froze, somebody check dude pulse. Is you stepping or stepped on? Wake the game up, make them regret I was slept on. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. I'm getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true Bogart, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah, it just hit different. You find my story is all non-fiction. I put my family for me and I gotta mention. I keep an air fan, tone mob a henchman. For you squares, option for opposition. And you ops that get popped trying to stop my ascension. Talking generational, you got my attention. Underworld motivational, you feel the sensation. Try and see how I look, get booked, I'll take it. I was just a cook, all it took was some patience. Now my phone out the hook, I got hella deals waiting. You ain't really made it unless you got somebody hating. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the gray poop on. Getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true Bogart, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's on business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah. Big bong.
What up? What up?
Welcome in to another edition of
Wake
Your
Game
Afternoon style.
Hell yeah, we waking up a little late today, but it's all good. Back in the building. Spencer Guru here, piloting the ship alongside Kidda, the cat man, making his admin debut.
The virginity man, take it off.
Whoa,
Man.
Whoa.
Whoa, the ears of the streets.
Well, here's really excited about it.
Hold on.
It might be more.
Hit the
more
drop,
excited
cat
than the
man.
cat
Hit some
man.
drops. Hit some drops for us. Yeah. Yeah. And we rocking here. Spencer
You're just
Guru
gonna have
here
fun with
rocking with Bogart Scott Free and Ear to the Street.
What up, fellas?
Yes.
What up? What up?
Yes.
Appreciate everybody here. Yeah.
Man, glad we still kept Wake Your Game Up going. We definitely pushed it back. You know what I mean? A lot of prior engagements, and then but yeah, bro, here we are. And we got some big news today. Some decent news, I should say.
Oh, we do.
Waller the baller. He's
No.
back. That one shocked me. I'm not gonna lie. Before we get to that, let's shout out the chat here. We got Emil in the building. What up, Emil? Happy Canada Day. It's Canada Day. Shout out to Canada.
Hey, it's Canada Day. Hey, look, and if there's the Canadian that's on, if I had a list of Canadians, Emil's on it, man.
Hell
and
yeah.
Nelly.
Man.
Nelly. Too.
Yep, and Marty. Yep,
and Marty,
yep.
Nelly's brother. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
And Jim Carrey. Yeah. Bret Hart. There you go. Tommy Chung.
Oh, it's quite the list.
Oh yeah.
And we got King D in the house. What up, King D? Guru
Long
Nation.
Beach,
Appreciate
stand
you
up.
showing love, man. Yes, sir. LBC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Shout
What
out
are you
to him.
sporting? Your Dale Earnhardt Jr. hat?
Kyle Busch, man. Yeah, it's Dale Jr.'s old
well,
number,
to
number
me,
8.
there's
but-
only 1 8, and that's going to be Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, I'm surprised Kyle Busch took the number 8. He was 18. He made the 18 famous, but when he switched teams, he couldn't use 18 anymore because Joe Gibbs owns the right to 18 in NASCAR. So he had to switch to 8. And he got Dale Jr.'s blessing. So
And you know
It's
what?
all
He got
good.
to kind of keep
Really?
18, but only just the 8 of it, right? Just boom.
yeah,
Like,
it's
all right,
different team, but yeah, just the same number type shit.
well, he said, if I
Yeah.
can't have the 18, just give me the 8. And they're
He's
like,
on the team though that his dad, Dale Jr.'s dad, drove for. The legendary Dale Earnhardt Sr. was on this Richard Childress Racing, number
Did he
3,
rock the 8 too?
obviously.
Yeah, he rocked
He
the
rocked the
3.
3, but
He rocked that 3.
Okay.
but the owner of Kyle Busch's team is the owner. He was Dale Earnhardt's owner, so there's connections there.
That's how I feel about Steve Young. He's the only 8 to me. And then even you don't ever see nobody in the entire league as a QB wear a 16, right? There's only one Joe
What
Montana.
up, Bakes?
What up?
Right,
Bakes?
true. Yeah,
What
you don't
up,
see
Bakes?
16 too much. Yeah, 8. You see, I've seen some 8s here and there. Like Rogers is now 8, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Guess who his favorite was?
Steve Young.
It's funny
Oh,
because,
Peacock.
like-
Caca! Yeah, you'll get through it, man. Let's shout out Peacock's in the video job right now. So let's while he's working hard out there, let's shout out neonpeacockmerch.com. Summer
Yeah.
sale, $14 tees, $16 extra soft, up to 35% off everything. Sale extended now until July 7th at 5 p.m. Central Time, y'all.
Get your
Can't
t-shirts
pass
and
up.
get your grub and get your fucking gear right now. Let's go.
Tell him here.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah.
That joint goes hard, y'all.
Yeah,
Huge
that's
sales
crazy.
extension pause from the man himself.
Just go right here and get your merch.
Yes.
Ooh, he's repping it right. Good
Let's
now.
go. We need to come out with like a novelty like ears, like, you know what I mean?
An ear
Oh.
shirt. Yeah, picture.
I
Yeah,
know,
ears
that's
to
the
the
first-
street.
Like how Mickey Mouse got their
You know,
ears
there we
going.
go.
We got like we got our own little hat
My
that got
boss.
ears on it.
Let's go ahead and shoot them an email saying that we appreciate the viewership. I know they're the top mouse is always checking in on me, watching behind the scenes, but they're a big fan. So,
But then again, we have to get Disney's permission. We can always get Kid to get the permission.
Yeah.
Dumbo. Get the Dumbo ears. We need a remix of Dumbo ears, but they're like Dumbo size ears, but they're regular human looking ears.
You know, it sounds too good to be true. Like how they not actually like taking advantage of that. They're like, just like, you want some ears? Here you go, some big old human ears.
Yeah.
It's like don't they have one of the dwarves in Snow White? Isn't he known to have like
Yeah,
kind of
Dopey.
like big ears?
Dumbo. No,
No, his name was Dopey.
That's the elephant.
Dopey.
Yeah,
Dopey?
the elf Dopey had the big ears.
I feel like they were like obnoxiously big, but they would be great for a set of ears.
He was the only non-bearded one, huh?
For these ears on the streets fans, the truthers,
Yes.
all the subscribers.
Yeah, and Ghost Monkey says, "What up? Appreciate you, Ghost." Darren Waller to
What up,
Miami.
Ghost?
What are they doing? LOL.
I
And Bakes
know,
is
well.
saying,
You know what? Let's take him to the streets.
I got a lot to bring.
"Yeah, I was
from
about to say."
the streets.
Oh, that shit is funny as it's just crazy because he's just like this naturally. I love it.
There's only one of one. Here,
You
we
got it
streets is a one of one. Damn it.
You fucking
There's
head,
no
motherfuckers. Let's
AI.
fucking go.
No AI here, y'all. We are 100% organic.
That motherfucker just turns up.
We are 100%
It's like
organic.
he's like
Only
a
on
white
the
influence,
GWN,
white
y'all. It's all organic. But let them
Well-
know, Ears, what you got for us.
Well, the Steelers and the Dolphins did a blockbuster yesterday. Jalen Ramsey is heading on over to Pittsburgh. Well, in return, the Steelers traded Minka Fitzpatrick back to the Dolphins. And the big one, pause, was the Dolphins traded Jonnu Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that's the big one for fantasy.
And there was a
I like
seventh
this.
rounder in return. And also in that one, the Dolphins picked up $3 million on Ramsey's salary to facilitate the trade with the Steelers.
You remember when Arthur Smith was the head coach of the Falcons? He had Kyle Pitts over there. He brought in Jonnu and then used Jonnu. You know why? Arthur Smith, if I remember correctly, you look back at his coaching history. He was with the Tennessee Titans as the tight ends coach, and they drafted Jonnu. And then life after Matt LaFleur takes the gig with the Packers, he becomes the OC for the Titans. And he never could get Jonnu really going because they had Jonnu blocking and shit too, or he would be just hurt. Like he never was like the healthiest guy. But then he ran around. I think he did the New England thing. Remember, he got a bag over there, right? Was it New England? Yeah, they brought in him and Hunter Henry.
Yeah, they gave him a 2-year
then-
bag, technically.
And then then he gets cut, and then the Falcons swoop him, and he had that one little 8-week stretch or whatever it was back in 2022. I think it was 23. It might have been 2023.
Yeah, 23,
Yeah,
I think, with
23.
Miami. Yeah, it was just like, with
No,
Atlanta,
yeah.
excuse me. That's what
Atlanta.
I meant to say, Atlanta, because he went
Yeah.
to Miami last year as his first year.
Yeah.
And
The
he,
Atlanta season, yeah, that was
right. Yeah, because he had gone to New England for 2 years after his 4 years in Tennessee after his rookie deal ended. And he didn't really do
But
he had
my
signed a
point
pretty
is,
good contract with New England. He was a
he's back with
free
Arthur
agent
Smith. though.
bust. Right, he was a free agent bust over there, but then he reunited with Artie Smith in Atlanta and had a pretty solid season because no one expected anything out of him playing behind Kyle Pitts. And then he goes to Miami and has a Pro Bowl season, 88 catches, 884 yards, 8 tugs, a top 5 tight end season. Elite tight end one, especially down the stretch, because Tua, after all the concussions, was just throwing
Top
short. He finished top 5 at the position, I'm pretty sure.
After
Maybe
Pittsburgh,
even top 3.
after Pittsburgh acquired Jonnu Smith, they gave him an extension of $12 million.
For one,
Good for him.
through 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Now-
and he's immediately gonna know the system, right? And let's see, Firemuth he's like non-Firemuth. You know what I mean? Like he's just not fire at all.
Yeah, he's
So
probably
close.
gonna have to do a good bit of blocking. Where I think for fantasy,
But then the blocking guy is Washington over there, Darnell, or is that his name?
yeah, he probably ain't gonna
Yeah,
see
he's
the
legit.
field much now, though. To where, although if Freiermuth
No, I'm
might
talking
end up the
about
odd
Freiermuth
man
is
out. You're
Freiermuth
saying
is the odd man out.
The problem with
Yeah.
like they gave him that they gave him a pretty big extension last year though, I thought.
Did they? I don't remember that.
They signed
Was it
him. He
$12
is
million
signed through
for one season.
2028. They gave him like a 4-year
Mm.
extension, bro. I don't think they're just gonna. He's not
Well, they
just
love
like out
they,
of
Arthur
there
Smith's
like
like,
that.
get me John New.
Well, now
Yeah.
that Miami has a hole at tight end, pause. Well, the Dolphins this morning finalized the trade with the Giants for former tight end Darren Waller, who was coming out of retirement to play in Miami. Miami gave up a 6th-round pick for Waller.
So
Well, I guess
he's 32.
for the stars. I don't know.
I guess his rapping career didn't work out.
Yeah, that's what I think Bates was saying that
Shout out to Darren
earlier.
Waller, he's dope.
The rap career didn't work out.
Darren, I'm not even gonna hate on Darren Waller. I think he's dope for just being an artist as well. So I'm not
Now
talking about the music, but just to keep it football. Like, I mean, he's 32 years old. He'll be 33 in September, I think it was. I looked it up. I mean, he had like, are we really holding on to like the 2018 and 2019 years? 2019,
Yeah, it's been
2020.
a long time since he was like fantasy relevant in single tight end leagues. I mean, he could maybe catch on as like a flex in the like the deep like tight end premium joints, but yeah, I doubt he's gonna really like be what he was back in the day. Although Miami's offense now is like pretty tight end friendly, as we saw last year, and with Tua throwing short, like I mean, maybe we'll see Waller have some strong weeks, but I just don't trust him to be like a consistent presence. I feel like they're gonna find a way to get Waddle the ball more this year. That was a problem last year for them. They didn't get Jalen Waddle the ball nearly enough. Where I think this year they're gonna make more of an effort to get it to Waddle, because Waddle's capable of catching a lot of passes. His rookie season, he caught over 100 passes. So Waddle's capable of being a shorter intermediate target.
That's if Tua can stay on the field, though.
Because then it's Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers.
The whole thing.
What was that, Kenna?
The whole thing might become fantasy relevant in some way, right? Because we don't have that worry of John taking any of the targets from any of those guys, especially quality of targets.
Yeah, because
You
I'm
know,
not
when
really
it
scared of
matters.
Waller. And no disrespect to Waller, just
when-
that. And he hasn't been on football for like 2 years for real. Cause I mean, was it last year that he was supposed to be there, and then like he kind of retired out of nowhere? Was that just last year?
That was,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah. Well,
Well, hold on, Lee. Because here's another thing: the tuna fish.
What up, AJ?
He had there it is. He had the lowest. He was He was at the bottom of the league in least time in the pocket before pressure comes. So I feel like
he'd
John
always roll out and just dump it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like so, like I don't.
Yeah.
Did they
Will
make
Levis?
improvements to that line? I mean, they lost Armstead to retirement.
Yeah, they lost
right?
Armstead. Let me see what they got there at their line. They added James Daniels, it looks like, from Pittsburgh, who I think is okay. Yeah, they didn't really do much with that line. I think that line, although the right tackle's their main thing. Austin Jackson's the right tackle. I think he's a pretty good right tackle. He's on protecting Tua's blind side. But yeah, they didn't really like sign like a high profile offensive lineman. So like, yeah, I'm not
ball's
sure what
coming
to
out quick,
expect
baby.
over there. I think it still will, and I would like to think, H-Chan's gonna be good, and I would like to think that Waddle, they're gonna get. I'm not saying Waddle's gonna catch 100 again, but there's no way he catches. He caught only like 50 something last year. That has got to go up. They've got to get the ball in his hands more.
We're going double.
Like shit, man. I mean, 58 passes for him last year. That's our catches
Waddle
last
is
year on only
really disgusting.
83 targets. Like, I mean, you need to target his ass for me. 100 balls, 140 targets his rookie season. It's gone down every year since, and they gave him a big ass extension. Pauls. I mean, you gotta utilize your weapon there. And yeah, he has been playing hurt the past couple years. He needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
one of those
what-
deals
I
to
felt
where
like
the
last
offense
season,
is not going to be good unless he's 100%.
you get last season, and I know we don't like to. I have a short memory, but last year it seemed like it was one guy, and then maybe it was the next guy. The week later, it'd be Jonnu for like 3 weeks in a row, and then maybe Tyreek has like one game
Tyreek
left,
shows
and
up in
then
the championship game.
Waddle
Shout
gets
out to
hurt, and he's
him.
not available, and then it's nobody. I bet you nobody can even remember the last time they were on the field together playing and being fantasy relevant. It's been a long time since both of those guys hit on
Been a
fantasy.
while.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, and Emil was saying, especially if Tyreek gets traded, he might get traded mid-season. You never know, especially if they get off
The
to a
problem
bad
with Tyreek,
start.
who wants him? Who wants the guy? He's a headache.
Yeah, a contender might want him.
A
Maybe
winner.
if like let's just say Xavier Worthy gets injured, you best believe the Chiefs reunion might be in store.
I don't think so. I think the Chiefs are locked and loaded. I don't think they need him.
If
I
an
think
injury occurs though, if Hollywood Brown gets injured or Xavier Worthy,
I think
you
it would
best-
be the Broncos because the
Ooh,
Broncos
yeah.
would be like, "Fuck you, Marvin Mims," and Tyreek
Yeah, if Marvin
Hill
Mims doesn't take
completely
the next
changed
step,
the dynamic
yeah.
for that team.
Yeah, and in that division's an arms race, man. Like you need
Yeah.
as many weapons as possible
You need
out there.
some form
They
of
were
weapon.
already being one of the early rumors was the Raiders looking at Tyreek, but like, and then even the Chiefs potentially with a reunion, but I don't think that one's going down.
I should know this. I mean, I've watched his whole career, but what is the locker room talk on Tyreek? Is he a good teammate? Like, how do the other players on his teams view him?
Okay,
Like,
how about this? Tyreek Hill is actually the guy who put out the blurb not the blurb. He put out the soundbite when they were like, "So what's it like in the huddle with Patrick Mahomes?" And this is after they won the Super Bowl, like when they're doing a little media runs, they're like, "Oh man, when he pops out with that Kermit the Frog voice, man, it's like, oh, he means business." You know what I mean? And they're like, it ran like a wildfire after that. Like, you know what I mean? He's Kermit the Frog now. Like,
Besides going viral with like something stupid, but like this guy, to me, I don't see why he wouldn't be a clubhouse character. But
I don't think he's a bad locker room guy. Yeah,
He
I
just
heard
draws
anything.
attention to himself.
he's a me
He's
guy.
a headache. Yeah, he's a me guy. He's a headache to GMs and coaches. But I think teammates are probably like, man,
Yeah,
that boy
but like, when it comes
Tyreek,
to
he a
games-
clown.
Yeah, man, he can ball.
I don't think.
Balls.
Yeah, he balls. He gets his to where I don't think teammates really dislike him.
He's
I
a
just
veteran
think
now too.
coaches
I
and
think they just
GMs dislike him because he talks a lot, and they
BT.
don't like that. They don't like that he's outspoken and all that. GMs and coaches like you to just
Okay, look
do
at this.
yours and then go home. They
Okay,
don't like
here's
all the
something.
podcasts. And
He
all
knows
that.
he knows his speed and everything he brings to it and changes the whole dynamic on a team. He knows that, and he's a veteran. He knows his worth. You know what I'm saying? So he's outspoken more than ever. But see, even back then, look at this. When he was coming around, ready to get, when they were like, okay, he wants to get paid already. You know what I'm saying? Just this is into the 2019 offseason. Just at the end of 2018, Kareem Hunt had that video come out, and they outright cut Kareem Hunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then in the 2019 offseason, Tyreek Hill's talking about, I want to get paid. You know what I mean? And then this fucking recording comes out of it's one of his baby moms, and she's like trying to get him to admit that he hit his kid or something like that. She's like,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, I remember that.
she's like, don't
shit.
lie. She's like, you play open chess with him. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you know what they did? They gave Tyreek Hill a deal instead of cutting him or like, suspending talks or whatever, anything. They gave him a deal, but it wasn't the fucking record-breaking deal that he was already going to demand. You know what I mean? Because at that time he was already deserved. So that he got maybe the 7th or 8th highest paid, but it was just an extension. So as soon as that one was up, that was now he's Tyreek, already multiple 100-catch seasons in a row, and he's like, I want my money. You know what I mean? So they traded him to the Dolphins, and they gave him his money.
Yep, that was the same offseason. The Packers traded Devontae Adams to the Raiders because he wanted his money. That was crazy that both of those happened that same offseason.
And
I
look at
remember that
Devontae
shit.
Adams. He was with Aaron Rodgers for years, kind of like, yes, master. You know what I mean? Yes, look, my apprentice, just stick with me, shut the fuck up, and we're gonna be all right. And then, like, you know, now it's like all these talks, the master's about to move on, or is he gonna retire, or whatever. And Devontae's like, look, I want to get my bag, and I need to get it somewhere.
Yeah, and
where I
go
still
back
get-
out west. Yeah, well,
Yeah, he's like, I need somewhere with stability. And then he goes to the Raiders.
Yeah, I was about to say,
And they trade
he reunites with Derek Carr.
Because that's actually his boy. It's like Derek Carr actually has one person in the world that loves him. You know what I mean? And that's Devontae Adams. And so he's like, because Green Bay offered him the same money, but he's like, well, I'm going to take the money here. And if you guys are just going to move on from Rodgers or vice versa in another season, he said, I'm going to go link up with my boy. And then ironically, they give him the boot a year later. How fucking funny.
And then he gets paired up with porn star Jimmy. And that didn't go well. That didn't go well at all.
and here's the thing, too. When it came to just football-wise, it didn't work with Jimmy because Jimmy can't throw outside the numbers. He can only he can only throw between the hash. You know what I mean? He's that type of quarterback. You know what I mean? And for what it's worth, like
Adams was getting beat up playing for Jimmy. He's like, this guy's gonna get me killed. This motherfucker's gonna kill me. Like on that, because he was mic'd up all season on the Netflix receiver that year, and he was like, he was losing his shit that season. Like he was like throwing his helmet and shit. He was having like a mental breakdown playing with Jimmy, bro.
Think about that though. At that point, he's 8 years into his career. He thought he was going to reunite with his boy and play for his favorite team as a child. He's from the Bay.
Right, yeah,
he's from the Bay. He's from Palo Alto. He's from EPA. Yeah. So he grew up, but he grew up a Raiders fan. So and then they ship him off, and they ship off Derek Carr. So he's hot about that. And then now he's going on podcasts. He's on Shay talking about, you know what? I know I'm one of the best. You know what I mean? Like I can't be in this fucked up situations. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just about the numbers. Now he want to go win. You know what I mean? So
he should have just stayed in Green Bay, bro. He should have just trusted the process there.
For real.
Because that organization, I mean, I know he kind of let his heart, I think, outweigh his head in the sense that his heart was telling him, so your childhood team, you go play for them.
I feel like Derek Carr was his best. It's like they're really good friends, but Derek Carr is the bad friend in that.
Was probably saying Derek Carr, fuck you,
bro, you gotta come over here, bro. I'm telling you. If we got it over here, he's like, who's over there? Josh McDaniels? Yeah, bro. Come on. I'm telling you.
It's like he had a best friend. That tells you the party's popping, man. They got all the bitches out here, man. Come on, come to the party.
Well, I'll be at Bible study, but you just listen to all the bitches.
Well,
when you're in Green Bay, you're only focused on football, so to speak. You're in like the Antarctica of
that's like a football bubble. Yeah, that's all they live,
really.
Eat, sleep, and breathe football out there.
You know what I mean? Like
100%. I mean, that's like football. That's like the like the NFL, man. Take the Mecca pilgrimage, take a pilgrimage to Lambeau. That's like the most iconic stadium to like go take a pilgrimage to. Like they get a bunch of tourists in the off season, like go and tour Lambeau because it's like so iconic. But I think we were talking about
I guess
the Waddle shit. Peacock, when's the last time he played a full season? It was 2022. He had a really good season that year. His first 2 seasons were really strong. His first season he was a PPR monster, and then his second season he evolved more into a field stretcher. But then his third season,
when they got Josh McDaniels. They got Josh McDaniels in his.
You mean Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, they got McDaniels.
Okay, I was about to say. Okay, McDaniels here.
No relation.
It's spelled different. McDaniel, Josh is with an S, and Mike is with no S. It's just McDaniel. It's McDaniel.
So it's not. It's you know what? It's more like a McDonald's thing. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways,
But I think that was the first season with McDaniel, 2022. So he became more of a field stretcher that year. And then he was still pretty good in his third season, but he missed 3 games And in last season, he only missed 2.
Oh
but he
shit! And
just,
that third season, I think Tua led the league in passing. Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
4,500 yards.
yeah. And then last season, he had a couple good games, but man, he just like overall last season trash.
In a field full of beasts, he is the penguin.
Well,
Did
several teams have reportedly been having discussions about making a run at trading for Steelers outside linebacker T.J. Watt.
That's bullshit. They're not trading.
Hey, he's excited about that one
They're
because
not
the
trading
Chargers
him.
are on that list.
Because the Chargers are the
See, I
team
knew
to
it. He
watch.
doesn't just motorboat DJ Watt for no reason.
Well,
No.
we got 110 fucking million
He's
reasons
just
to
a
destroy.
motorboating DJ Watt.
Get y'all brought Khalil Mack back, and y'all
But
got
he's
that.
retiring, motherfucker, next year.
Well, yeah, but they acquire T.J. Watt next year. Like, I mean,
What?
this
We
year,
got the money next year.
The Steelers are all in for this season. Why would they trade the best player on their roster? They're trying
They're
to
all
win
in with
now.
Aaron Rodgers.
They're all in for
absurd.
A-Rod.
That's what I'm
A-hole.
saying. They're not going to trade T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt, I mean, if they're going to do anything, like T.J. Watt's their most valuable asset.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you know what I
gotta
think about
resign him, but they gotta find the money.
Being like, yeah, we're all in, but we might trade Josh Allen.
is
It's like,
like
well,
a
then you're not
blockbuster.
all in. So yeah,
This would be
that
blockbuster,
blurb made
so
absolutely no sense to
I
me.
think he's
Speaking
taking
of
the
contract,
team that
there's a
gives them the best
significant
chance
gap
at a
that
Super Bowl.
remains in contract talks between the Commanders and scary Terry McLaurin. A significant gap, they're saying now. It is a large gap. Pause.
I mean, New England.
Bogart always says New England.
I
I mean, if Stephon Diggs ends up a
they
total
want
bust,
the
then
veteran
maybe.
receivers. And
Yeah,
they have
that-
But Diggs is coming
they
off the
have the money.
ACL, so
They have the
yeah.
money.
If Diggs ends up
they
like
got
this,
Diggs for dummy cheap.
no, they did, but I'm just saying in the event that Diggs ends up just like a total flop, then they could be in the market for another weapon.
I mean, in Niner country, they have been talking about the old swaparoo, and this goes back to last offseason where like they get the reuniting Ayuk in with fucking JD5, and then we get good hands McLaurin. Pause. The Scottish
Hey,
Daddy.
shout out to Nelson's in the house.
What up,
Oh,
Nelson?
what up, Nelson? Yeah, man. He won the Trey McBride thing last year. Let's go. And Trey McBride was a beast. I think he won a title with Trey McBride too, if I remember
Yeah, I think hell yeah. Yeah, the speaking of the Lottie McLaurin, I'm thinking they'll work that out. I don't think the IU thing would really make sense for the Commandos because I mean they already got Debo, so it's like what are you trying to do at that point? Trying to recreate
Who,
the
Chunky Devo?
49ers
Well, they
offense?
have.
Like, I mean, I think with
Pause,
JD5, Ayuk never, I don't think. Oh, did they play together at Arizona State? Maybe?
Arizona
I was
State,
like,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was like JD5 was at his best at LSU. So I
See,
mean,
but here's
it's
the
like-
thing, though, too. Here's the thing. Their GM came from us. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So there's a connection there. Yeah, I just I
can't
don't
remember
really
his
see
name.
that working out.
Glenn something, I think. I think his name was Glenn
'Cause
something. But
I-
yeah, but he was like the scout. He was like the scout department guy in the front office.
I
you know what I mean?
see. I see.
Oh,
Well,
no, he was
yeah,
the player personnel guy.
I
There you
think
go.
the thing with the Sculptor's Laddie is that, like, man, him and JD5, like, they had a pretty strong connection last season. I don't think JD5's going to want to go in the next season with, I mean, if they get Ayuk, if this would happen, then that would mean Ayuk's probably going to miss the first month. That would mean Debo, an allegedly overweight
I
Debo,
don't think Ayuk
would
missed
be
his
his
time.
number one. And I mean, Ertz is solid, but long in the tooth. So I just don't see that making sense. Like, I think they'll work something out with McLaurin. I just think that's like, I mean, we had the same shit. I think
I think it's for more
offseason,
money. That's all it is.
it's with CD Lamb, if y'all remember, like we were dealing with this with CD Lamb, and but that's how these agents do. They push it to the end to try to squeeze as much money out as they can. Pause. And it's like, you know, a lot of times this shit doesn't get done until like August,
beginning of the season.
And I mean, today's July 1st, so we're probably gonna be hearing about this McLaurin shit and anyone
next
else
month.
negotiating a contract exactly the next month. So these rumors are gonna run rampant, and I feel like most of the deals that are gonna happen have already happened. And shout out to the fella, man, JD. I was peeping some of those hard to start clips he's been doing, like with the players he likes this season. And the one that I really was on board with him with, as far as like a value receiver this season, Joanna Man Jennings. Jennings. Like, I haven't done that many mocks yet. I need to get back on the saddle here. We're in July now, so I've been late to the party this season. But Joanna Man Jennings just screams value to me, because the first half of the season, I think him and the Brock are just gonna really kind of in a way be forced to link, you know, early and stuff, because he's gonna be all he's got. And then I think even when Ayuk comes back, I mean, Ayuk's is a good target, but he's not necessarily a target hog, like to where I still think Joanna Man is gonna be like probably the top target. I mean, yeah, Ayuk will probably get more of the deeper and the higher value targets, but Joanna Man for PPR, bro, I think he's in a strong position to succeed this season.
I mean, we definitely brought in, and we definitely on paper have CMC, right? He's healthy, right now. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean,
so
Kittle,
you
obviously.
can't just stack the box on the run game like they did all year last year. Because then Jennings definitely benefited from a lot of that press and man coverage. He was killing that shit last year.
That's what I'm saying. He's just the latest in the long line of, I was just thinking that, man, the Shanahan system, bro. It's like a lot of times the receivers don't do a whole lot their first year or two, but usually that third or fourth season, bro, like last year it was Jennings' fourth season. I mean, he had damn near 1,000 yards, 6 tugs, 77 receptions, and he missed 2 games. And they had games where he wasn't really the focal point. So in the games in which he was the focal point, bro, he was a baller. He had 5 games last season, 2 of which occurred down the stretch, the last games of the season, in which he had double-digit targets. So he was showing, and he had 2 games in which he caught 10 or more passes, to where, and then one of those games was that game against the Rams, week 3, caught 3 tugs, and then against the Seahawks in week 11, he had 10 for 91.
He went crazy in the Super Bowl.
He went crazy against the Bears, 790.
In the actual Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he flashed there. He showed he could do it in big moments, and I think that's when, that's what, like last season, he was one of those dummy cheap sleepers that you could get like hella late, where this season you're not going to get him that cheap, obviously. But I'm going Jennings, bro. This is a good question from Nelson. Jennings or Ricky P? I mean, yeah, Ricky P is intriguing, but like I just said, Shanahan receivers don't tend to blossom until their 3rd or 4th season. Yes, Ricky was a first rounder, and he might have a nice season this year, especially if Ayuk struggles to get
I think they're
going after the injury, but I just don't see Ricky being ahead of Jennings in the pecking order. I think Jennings is going to be the target, and Kittle's still there, obviously. He's a great receiving option. And CMC will be back.
And I do want to say, like, when you look at Kittle's, Kittle, he barely has a 50% rate when it comes to routes per drop back. Right, so
he's just mad efficient. Yeah,
but he's out there blocking, so he's out.
He's
there
always on the field. Yeah, he's always
on the field. Yeah. But here's the thing: they brought in Luke something or the other. I forget his name. He's a tight end from Jacksonville.
Yeah, Luke Farrell. Yeah,
and like this guy's.
They gave him a pretty decent bag.
So like, I do like.
Yeah, I run a good bit of 12 personnel.
Yeah, and like, so because Ricky, he should be the guy that absorbs all the short passing game, but then at the same time too, he was killing when he finally did get on the field. He was killing man and press, so like he can play on the perimeter. So like I feel like he's gonna be. But here's the thing with the Niners offense. Period. It's like what is the ceiling for any of those guys anyway, as far as reception goes, with like 70. You know what I mean?
Jawan I think he had over 70 last season.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I think Jawan definitely has. He had 77. I think Jawan, if healthy, he could catch 90. I think he could definitely catch 90.
So for Ricky, I think Ricky lives in like that 70 range.
Yeah, 70 to 80. His ceiling's probably be 80. Yeah, but I think with Ayuk coming back, like someone's gonna get shit shuffled out. Yeah,
like
the good thing with the Niners, is that it's like whoever's starting for Shanahan, that's who's getting the ball. Like that's who's getting the ball. Whoever's whoever.
I do want to say
the main
guys
are.
I just want to remind anyone he got shot last year, and when he finally got on, he started flashing. So. I do like Ricky, but I just have an expectation like, okay, he's like a 70. And I think in his upside this year, as far as receptions, it's like 70. You know what I mean? So if I get anywhere from 50 to 70, I'm happy because this is the expectation for me. You know what I mean? For Jawan, man, like, see, it's a wide range of outcome for him because we don't know the Ayuk situation yet. You know what I mean? Because what Jennings is to our team when Ayuk is there is Jennings is the go-to on the third down look, bro. Like they call him third and Jennings in the locker room. You know what I mean? Because that motherfucker was just like 100%. Throw it to me on third down, but I got this. You know
That's what I'm saying. He's really he's taken off. I think he was a UDFA, a 7th round pick in 2020.
No, he was a 7th round pick, same year as Ayuk. And
his rookie season, he didn't even play. So this is technically his 6th season, but really it's just his 5th season as far as actually seeing the field.
He's not athletically going to blow by somebody with speed, but he's just like, he's
well-rounded.
Great hands, and he runs routes hella good.
Mm-hmm. And he was kind of a late bloomer in college. He played 5 years at Tennessee. He didn't really break out till his 5th season.
And this is what happens when you do get a time to develop one of Shanahan's crazy projects. You know what I mean? Because him and Ayuk were both head scratchers to me. But then like Ayuk, because I wanted CeeDee Lamb. You know what I mean? But what's funny is like we ended with Ayuk, and because we ended up having 2 first-round picks that year because we traded. And I thought we were going to get I thought we were going to get CeeDee Lamb, but we ended up, because we traded away DeForest Buckner, we ended up getting stupid Javon Kinlaw. Then with our actual pick, we ended up taking Brandon Ayuk. And like, I liked CeeDee Lamb because he comped to me at the time to like a young DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I mean? Just like the wingspan and like the height. Like, you know what I mean? The route running skills, the good hands. But Ayuk had that same profile. So I was like, okay, cool. Fuck it.
Yeah, well,
Shanahan, we trust it.
CD was drafted over Ayuk, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. Because we traded in that draft with the Colts. Wherever the Colts was before the Cowboys. We traded in.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, y'all traded in and y'all took Javon Kinlaw.
I thought we were going to get CD right there. Like, oh my God, we're going to do this.
Or Jerry Jeudy or Jettis or Jalen Reagor. Good thing y'all didn't get Jalen Reagor. The fucking Eagles, as great as they've been over the years at making decisions, the one that's got to be haunting them still.
If there's one thing I'm shitty at, it's drafting receivers. Give me AJ Brown.
Exactly. Let me just acquire a ready-made one. Fuck it.
Shout out to Crooked Commission.
They hit Devontae Smith hit like
what up,
Craig? So
I mean, think about this too. They traded for Alshon Jeffrey, or not traded from. They brought him in free agency. I guess I should say life after the Bears, and they went on and won a Super Bowl. Like they don't really do well drafting. There was Jordan Matthews. Remember him?
Well, Devontae Smith has been good. No, I get your point, though. Yeah, historically, they had T.O. T.O. they brought in, historically, they haven't been all that great at developing.
Think about this. The Devontae Smith one, too, that's how dope Howie Roseman is. Because he's like, what do you want to do? He's like, get my boy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's dope right there, because that was that same
Oh,
year.
Howie
you know,
Roseman. Howie Roseman's the best GM in the NFL. Like in my humble
I've been
opinion.
said that. I hate
Oh,
it.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, they just won the Super Bowl, so it's all. It's
It's
not
it's
a very
night and
hot
day.
take.
It's not
Pretty
even
low hanging
close.
fruit. Humble opinion.
But he's also been the GM since I could fucking remember too.
Yeah, he's been there forever. Yeah, that's the thing with the Eagles, man. This shit, like, yeah, Howie.
moved on
What's
from
the
Andy Reid, and
Jeffrey
it still
Jeffrey
took another-
Lurie? Like, yeah, that owner is like really sharp.
He moved on from Andy Reid and won a Super Bowl like 5 years later. Then it took Andy Reid. It took him over 10 years to get one.
Yeah, Howie Roseman's been in the Eagles organization since 2000. Started off as a
25
front office
years.
intern, and
Not
he's
bad.
yeah.
So
He
Yeah,
became the
he's got
think
one
about
every
it, they've only
12.5
had
years
maybe
so far, and
these
based on
seasons
that.
where they sucked ass. Everything else has been good or great.
Yeah.
What up, Johnny Mittens?
Johnny. Yeah, Howie's
yeah.
I call him Howie like I know him and shit. Howie, like look at this, even just not just moving on, like then they get the Carson Wentz thing with Doug Peterson, and then they even win a Super Bowl in spite of him. Then they move on from Carson, but even before they move on, they drafted Jalen Hurts, and they're like, yeah, for sure, we're moving on from Hurts now. I mean, from Wentz now, right? Because like, they drafted him in the second round. Like, oh, okay, that's decent capital, and they're like, they knew they were gonna get a look at him quickly too. That motherfucker died real quick again.
Well, Buccaneers running back Bucky Irvin is slated to take over
Bucky
the RB1 this year.
What do you think Bucky Irving's favorite tacos are?
Bucky or
Buccaneer sauce? I don't know.
Nah, I don't know. I'm just fucking around.
Bucky
It's Taco
Irving.
Tuesday, y'all.
Well,
yeah,
I
Taco
also
Tuesday.
do have, since the Catman's in the house,
I'm
Wow.
going to
a lot
the,
of jet
the
news.
quesadilla myself.
Oh, I like the Birrias, man.
Yeah, the quesadilla goes hard. I'm probably going that or the classic shredded beef crunchy shell taco.
Ooh, I'm not mad
Well,
at that too.
Kidda, you might be happy about this one. The New York Jets and cornerback Sauce Gardner are working towards a, in quotes, mega deal that could be finalized soon.
He couldn't hide the
In other
Boston
words,
hat. God damn.
There's no new news. They've been doing this for
A couple months.
the whole off season.
No, they said it could be done by the end of the week or early next week.
Now that would be good. I think Sauce is
He has his own sauce brand.
and I think he likes playing for the Jets. It's New
He
York.
likes the big media.
You mean he likes
atmosphere,
losing?
yeah. It's the losing. Yeah, I don't think it's about. It could be worse.
He could be a Chargers fan.
Yes.
I knew he was
Okay.
going to come back with that.
Yeah, it definitely could be worse than the Jets. You know how bad it is being a Chargers fan. I know how bad it is being a Chargers fan.
Shit, I do too,
It's a
man.
whole lot
But I
better
still
because-
stick in there. I
I'm
don't
in
quit.
Southern California, and I walk around with my Jets gear on, and I'm always running into Jets fans.
At least I don't shit out green. Pause.
There's probably more Jets fans over here than there are Chargers fans. That's how pathetic it is.
I'd rather wear blue than puke green.
Yeah. Well, I think we
Green
played
for the
this
money.
year, right? It's
Oh, you guys got a bet?
I don't know. Or was it last year?
No, we got the. I think. Do we have the Jets on the schedule this year? We did. Oh,
Yeah.
if we do, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce. Pour me some sauce.
Yes, sir, Johnny. You know it. Quesadilla is next level. I don't know if you guys get this as a standard option, but if you run into it, it's basically like a stew, right? They stew meat and it's shredded, and then they throw it onto a top.
Yeah, what do they call that? There's the name for that sauce with the meat in it.
The consomme? No.
Consomme.
Well, the birria is the meat in the sauce. right?
Yeah.
Like
But I'm talking about they call
whole
it like
thing is
consomme
beer.
or some shit like that.
It's not really traditional, but somebody came up with the idea to get the soup broth, consomme, the chicken broth or whatever,
Yeah.
and then just dunk that shit in, and it makes the experience a whole lot better. I have to agree that I prefer it with it.
Yeah.
But traditionally, I don't think they needed it. Somebody in the United States might have came up with that, to be honest.
I mean,
And
I've
then-
only started seeing this shit around, I don't know, since 2018, maybe like 17. Because then all these trucks started having it.
yeah,
And then,
beer is
everything
super
gets
easy
trendy.
to cook.
In
All
the
you need
area.
is a slow cooker. Like, you
Yeah,
just
then the
fucking throw
homies-
the goddamn meat
The
in there.
homies in COVID, they
Yep.
started doing the little birria stops. You feel me? Like you pull up to the homie's crib and put your order in and whatnot. And he just had the whole garage going. You know what
And
I
then
mean?
frying up the tacos and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude! Like, check it out.
He was
Next
even
time you go to
selling
a
kits.
taco shop in your community. See if they got it on their menu, and then if they do, and you never had it, try it. It's fucking good.
Yeah. I even go home, like even say I'm picking them up and I gotta go home. I'll just I'll plancha them again on the pan and then I'll put the sauce in there again too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? A la
Hey,
plancha.
I went to in summertime. I don't where I'm at is actually like Little Saigon of the United States, right? So I'm like,
Yeah, right. I'm from San Jose, bro.
so I know that we got a lot of them.
We
Anyway,
actually have a whole area called Little Saigon. So yeah, go ahead.
so do we, and it's an honest. It actually has its own sign saying you are now entering Little Saigon.
Yeah, I'll eat Vietnamese food all day. Fuck this dumb shit.
Oh, so I went to this thing every summer. They do like a fair. So Friday, Saturday night, Sunday night, they got after hours vendors. So they call it like the Garden Walk Mall, and there's a bunch of Vietnamese only joints,
Garden
right?
Walk Mall.
And then on the outside, though, in the parking lot, they do like a community vendor. So they got all these people come out, and then they do all what is the
Banh mi.
the fucking
Banh mi.
no, not banh mi's, the fucking egg with the chicken in it already.
Oh, but look.
Balut. So they had.
Hey, it's fire.
They had I ain't fucking with that, bro.
Hey,
The
look,
balut
just don't
was-
look at
The
it,
balut
bro.
was crazy though.
Just don't
Everybody
look
and their
at
mom
it.
was like inside the egg with their little fork, like chewing this like half.
Just don't
developed
look at it, bro.
embryo.
Throw some hot sauce on that bitch.
So I ate the. They got a couple soups, and these aren't soups that you would go to your fuss shop and get. These are traditional like home cooking types of dishes.
These are like the egg soup, like the egg soups, right?
There's this one that my girlfriend, she's Vietnamese, so she
Is it
wanted
the yellow noodles, the yellow noodle joint.
like I don't know. Not really. No, it's vermicelli, but like
Okay.
in the soup, it's got these big chunks of like fucking tofu, and then they got a bunch of other shit, and then it like the broth is different from the other broths that are common. It's not like a South broth or like so. In
Yeah,
Vietnam,
it's not
you got
see-through.
northern style and you got southern style. You know, the American, we have the same thing, right? So
Yep.
they got the same shit. South style and North style don't taste the same, but there was this one little thing that she wanted that her mom makes, but restaurants don't make it. Anyways, it was a good time. It was weird, a lot of weird fucking food, and you know what they do? I didn't know, but they get down with the karaoke hard.
Bro.
It might be stereotypical to say like, oh, Asians and karaoke. But I never associated all.
Well, here's the
Asians
thing.
with
Where I'm
karaoke.
from, look at this. Where I'm from, like the Asians, they kind of like it's like the trends. But before, like, hey, for example, everybody and their mama goes to like karaoke bars and like they'll have birthday parties and just. And you have little rooms even, or it'll be like one giant joint with its main stage. You know, there's all different styles. But man, I can remember 20 years ago when they had shit like that. And I'd be like, where are we going? They're like, oh, we're going to go to a karaoke spot. And we go there. And I'm like, oh, like a karaoke bar? Like, no, like you get a room. I'm like, what? And I'm like, this is dope. Like, but see, now it's like a normal thing. So like almost like they were ahead of their time. even. You know what I mean?
So I had battling stages of karaoke. One was just like all out like funk. Like I don't know if you realize, but like Vietnamese get down with like some funky stuff. Like I'm talking about like Motown style funk.
Yeah.
And then they got the other one where it's like 80s, like late 80s, early 90s, like pop music, electric, whatever, fucking like not quite disco, but the 90s shit that there was around, like they were getting down with that. And then
Yeah, like the pop stuff.
All the people knew these songs, obviously, because they're like singing them and they're dancing, and we're talking old timers and youngsters and everybody. I'm like, so like, I asked
kind of tight, man.
So I asked her, I was like, is this like the hit song in Vietnam or something? Like everybody knows this, and they're like, yeah, you know, this is like what we listen to on our radios or whatever. And I'm like, wow, like everybody and their mom knew this song, and it tripped me out because I'm just like, foreigner, you know, like what?
Yeah, like,
I didn't know they get down.
I remember the song, but think about it. They come from a country where they controlled everything you heard too. So it's like, all right, boom. You know, so imagine when they got their hands on other shit from outside, from the Western world. You know what I mean? They're like, oh shit, bro. You know what I mean? And it'll just spread like a wildfire.
Yeah, but this is like karaoke, not like they're not karaoke Michael Jackson and Prince and Journey.
Yeah.
They're karaoke like Vietnamese, whatever the fuck. Like
yeah.
That shit.
Well,
and then the beat and all that stuff like reminded me of, you know, popularized music from America, but it was, you know, totally different language, country, whatever, you know. And grandma
and they're getting down too because they're getting a score.
Like, okay, that's funny.
Motherfuckers is trying to win that shit. Get the high score.
A lot of barbecuing. Everybody cooks over an open fire. If it ain't a soup, but even like whatever the animal gives you, it's like Native Americans. They're the same way. They're like, oh yeah, give it. We know how to use all of this animal.
All the pieces, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Old third world country shit, but then and they eat good, bro.
Yep. See, I went to the 99 Ranch the other week, and I got a duck.
Wow, they got 99 ranches down there.
Yeah. So,
well, because I'm like I swear I'm from the Vietnamese Mecca, so it's crazy. It's like, oh shit. I mean, well, because San Jose, I know Orange County, obviously where you're at. So San Jose, Orange County, I think like Vancouver, and then there's like Houston, Texas. Yeah. These are like outside of Vietnam. This is like where the most Vietnamese population is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This area, it's a little bit balanced, I guess, in certain communities. But like I said, you drive down the freeway and you're eventually.
Yeah, you got a whole little Saigon. Let's go.
Yep.
Well,
SoCal, that's crazy.
Before the Dolphins pulled the trigger pause on Darren Waller, they were calling around for tight ends. They were looking at Kyle Pitts and also Michael Mayer from the Raiders.
Those are two good names to check in if you're a GM and you need help at tight end. Those are some names that those teams could be interested in offloading, and maybe you can get a super good discount because both of them were
on rookie deals still too.
Well, I know Pitts is probably only.
Pitts is on the last year.
Pitts is on the last year of his deal.
Fifth and final year of his
Mayer,
deal.
The reports that I got out of the Oakland camp was recently they said that they wanted to get him more involved into the.
They did. They wanted to use a 2 tight end set.
But you know how that goes too. It's like, yeah, we want to get him more involved, y'all. He's gonna.
But if you remember,
if you don't trade for him now, we're going to utilize him and we're going to beat you with Michael Mayer.
I mean, they could be just trying to shine him up to flip him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, bro. Michael Mayer's gonna be that motherfucker this year, bro. We're gonna call him motherfucking Mayer. That's what we call him. And then they say, "Oh man, what y'all want from y'all got Brock over there?"
Yeah.
Well, the Cleveland Browns are not expected to trade Shedeur Sanders before week 1.
I love how they're specific, huh? We're not expected to trade him before week 1. But why would they though? They got a super discounted version of a guy who.
What up, Albert?
What up, Albert? He could be a crazy discount if he ever pans out, and he's gonna be. And that town. It's so funny what's happening with that town because the Deshaun Watson thing, and then even before that, they had Baker who got him into a playoffs and won the game. So now they're back in purgatory again. He's going to be viewed as like a savior again. Just that alone, it'll sell tickets. So they won't trade Shadori.
The Pittsburgh Steelers remain interested in Gabriel Davis.
I mean, shit.
They're trying to go all in on for Rodgers, I guess.
Gabe Davis is just a big body guy that could.
Yeah, it's just a depth piece, I think.
Yeah, you have to do your best with what you have to work with. So
Exactly.
obviously you're not gonna unload the whole entire system with.
I ain't gonna lie, I flipped all my Roman Wilson shares just because of this shit like a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
I was like,
Well, the San Francisco 49ers.
hold on, what was that, kid?
I said, well, I don't know. It's hard to decide when the right time to move somebody is. Roman Wilson still does.
He still has the
Depending on
lure.
what you get for him, nobody's not movable, right? So I think you probably got something good in return. But
I threw him in a package.
I like him as a whole for most teams. Unless you're trying to work a deal and he's the extra piece that gets you the deal done for like a good.
He's just the added bonus.
There's still there's so much interesting like outcomes that Roman Wilson presents, and I'm gonna wait and see what happens first.
Yeah, because look at Calvin Austin is not it,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? And like the capital they spent on Roman Wilson, and it's still the same regime. I feel like he still has a shot at their number 2 spot, like opposite of Metcalf. Now it's bringing in Jonnu though. It does this like, and then he's gonna know the system. You know what I mean? And even if Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a history fully of throwing at the tight end, when he was in Matt LaFleur's system, they had a Robert Tonyan. You know what I mean? And it he had injuries with Adams. Yeah, he went straight to the tight end. When he had Jimmy Graham, those couple years, he had some big Jimmy Graham games. Yeah, Jared Cook, he had some big Jared. When he has a good tight end, he'll use them. Is what I'm saying. So, and Roman Wilson has a chance to be the number 3 on an offense that might throw 30 times a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's capable of running different routes, and I think he'll see more reps. He can win more reps definitely than Austin. Calvin Austin he's
going to be in a return game. Calvin Austin.
Yeah, he's a big play threat, and anything that's not blown coverage is kind of like he just gets bullied out there. I don't think.
What's your overall thoughts on Aaron Rodgers just coming back at it? Like, because how everyone they just immediately go, "Oh, he's washed," and this and that. I just from a football standpoint, I'm like, okay, he's in a spot that they know how to run a football game and run a football organization. Like, he's in a good spot here, just that alone.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers present a better winning opportunity, which is, I think, where his head is at more than anything. He wants to stay competitive, even if they win 10-7. But they're winning at the end of the week, and he gets to talk on the microphone and talk about a win. I think he's okay with whatever the offense does, and if he becomes more of a game manager than a gunslinger, and they decide to run the ball 60-40 instead of like a 50-50 split, which is a typical Rodgers type of thing, right?
Rodgers is the splits are usually a little more run centric because remember this is a Matt LaFleur disciple too, so Rodgers should day one know this system. Maybe the terminology is different, but all the what do they call it? All the inserts or whatever the fuck they call it. You know what I mean? He's gonna walk on day one. So I feel like we could get that efficient Rodgers again. You know what I mean? With some nasty play action.
So you think
But-
they're going to run the ball 30 times and they're only going to throw the ball 25 times? Type of offense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that could be that could work perfect. You've got a receiver that is arguably like the the best receiver that he's had to throw to. I guess
Devontae.
Garrett
Wilson
and
was good.
Devontae did come to the team later last year, so that's chemistry big time. But
And we saw Aaron Rodgers throw 40+ times
know.
a bunch of times last year,
Yeah.
and it was awesome.
yeah, I think him being on the Steelers, because the Steelers are that much better at winning than the Jets, that he's gonna he's gonna be okay. I do believe
And,
that
and I
this
think
is his last season.
he
though.
can shoot it out. I think he can still shoot it out if necessary.
It is a Super Bowl or bust season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if they're gonna totally offload all of their future to acquire pieces for Aaron Rodgers, but yeah, the Steelers they're going for a Super Bowl this year. You could tell. Otherwise, all this offseason drama just would have been avoided. They just would have played for next year and hope for the best.
Why get rid of Minka
draft.
Fitzpatrick? Like, I guess
That was the one that blew me away. Pause.
Because, like, I mean, yeah, he's been kind of injured here and there. He's still good. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still. They sent him back where he came from. One,
Minka-
and then maybe did he get Ramsey? Do they want Ramsey?
Just jumping back in here. What I found strange about that is that, I mean, yeah, cornerback is probably a more important position than safety, and Ramsey's versatile. He could probably play some safety if needed, but it's like, man, trading Minka now, it seems to me that, yeah, Pittsburgh said at corner. I mean, you got
Joey.
big play Slade, Jalen Ramsey, Joey. I mean, you got 3 strong corners, but now your safety room is a little weak there. I mean, yeah, you brought in Juan Thornhill, but he's like just an average player, and then Deshaun Elliott. Yeah, it's like now you kind of got free safety.
I like Elliott.
You kind of he's a good
Yeah,
strong
they just
safety,
signed
but
him
yeah,
to
now
the
you've got a hole at free safety. Thornhill, like, just, I guess they figured, it's better. They're gonna play
Did they draft
a lot
the
of
guy?
nickel and stuff. Not really.
Yeah, I was saying they're probably gonna have Ramsey at a nickel. Like, I was.
Yeah, they drafted. No, they have an undrafted free agent. It's Sebastian Castro, but no, they didn't
hell of a name,
draft
Sebastian
anyone.
Castro.
They drafted a corner in the 7th round, Dante Kent, but yeah, they didn't really address the safety position, so they're just kind of like thinking, I guess, well, we're gonna kind of take the L at safety in hopes that we're so strong at corner that it really won't matter.
And maybe Darius Slay is just a rotational guy because
maybe
Ramsey,
he could move over to safety potentially. I don't
could
know. They must have something in mind with that, because
they want to keep that rotation really fresh with Slay and Ramsey if they're going to play Ramsey on the perimeter, because Ramsey is the guy that can be moved around. Like, we did see him play some nickel last year, because, like, if you remember that big first Marvin Harrison game that we thought would never come, it was against Ramsey, where there was one play where Ramsey just fell down and Marv was gone. But then a couple times in that game, he did burn Marv. So it was like, okay, Ramsey, he's just not that guy. It's been a while now too. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things to where I guess they figure with the group of them. I mean, yeah, Slay and Ramsey, probably not quite what they used to be, but you got Joey there. It's just a lot of older guys that they're just throwing it together in hopes that it sticks. And sometimes that works, but a lot of times that doesn't work. I notice over the years, a lot of times when these teams try to kind of just all in with a bunch of veterans like that, a lot of times they have chemistry issues because they're not used to playing with each other, and then older guys kind of having to take lesser roles, and it's harder to.
And then there was the New England Patriots for years.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they made it work. Like with Brady, like with the Bucks. I mean, Brady's able to bring in all these older
They
guys
did the
and
same thing.
make
When
it
Brady
work.
got
Yeah,
there, he
exactly.
said, give me Antonio Brown, give me my boy Gronk. He said, Gronk was already, he was like, fuck yeah, I'm going. So he's
Yeah,
like, give me-
Gronk's going. Yep, they
he
brought
was
in
like,
all
give
these
me
older
Antonio
running
Brown.
backs.
He said, get fucking
Yeah,
Leonard
Antonio
Foreskin.
Brown. Yeah, Leonard Foreskin,
He said, give
Shady
me
McCoy,
Ndamukong Suh.
Le'Veon Bell, Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, the list goes on and
Jason
on.
Pierre-Paul. He was like,
Yep,
fuck
the
it.
list
I
goes
need
on and
all
on. Yeah.
motherfuckers that know how to win. Imagine
Yeah.
that too. He's like, Ndamukong Suh. Hey, you want to get one finally? Let's go.
Yeah, and it's Brady, so people are like, they know he's a winner. So
They know he ain't playing.
Rodgers ain't won one in 15 years, bro. Like, I mean, I don't. And
I
that
mean, he's been
division's
carrying-
brutal.
He's carried every team he was on. That's what, like McCarthy. Look at that. Okay, how about this? How long has Dak been with McCarthy? When Dak has like a full season, he is killing that season, and then they do shit in the postseason. Doesn't that sound like Aaron Rodgers with McCarthy? Like, just gonna be phenomenal numbers in season, and then it's just choke artists or like bad situational football when you get into the postseason. And that's been the story of the Cowboys with McCarthy. So now, like, look at, they're like, all right, screw McCarthy. He's definitely the problem. It took them a while to, you know what I mean? It's funny too, because Mike McCarthy might have had pedigree just from winning all that much because being with Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, even when you go back to that playoff run when Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, in that playoff run before they got to the Super Bowl, it was the defense and Woodson and all. They bailed him out in a lot of those situations, and then Aaron Rodgers did his thing in the Super Bowl against the Steelers. But yeah, it was that defense that carried them in through those games just to get them over that hump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they haven't had a defense good like that probably ever since.
Mm-hmm. Shit, let's well, any other news here? So it's kind of the slow season of news. Yeah, I mean, at least we had those trades.
Oh,
you know,
we've been having hella news.
I was about to say that's like now it's July. Yeah, we'll be getting
Well,
more
the
news. I would
49ers
think, in
are not
July.
expected to trade Brandon Ayuk in the 2025 season.
Yeah,
The Raiders and the Cardinals have been recently linked to Amari Cooper and former
Oh,
Vikings
yeah, he's still a free agent.
and
Yep.
former Vikings and Cowboys Stephen Gilmore reportedly has interest from the Dolphins, Cowboys, and the Saints.
Okay, so he might go back to the Cowboys even.
Yeah, the Keenan Allen's still out there too. Yeah, there's still a handful.
Who, the
of
old man
unsigned
with
free
when he's
agents.
yeah.
Keenan Allen, you know what's funny is like he sounds like a person that would end up with Pittsburgh because Rodgers there, but Keenan Allen don't want to go anywhere cold for real. Like when he was in Chicago, he's like, screw this.
Oh yeah, the rumor actually years. I'm sure you heard it. I checked before the show, and me and Catman were chopping it up. Tyler Boyd has been linked to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I saw that
wow.
too.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd.
I just didn't think it was anything worthy to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're talking about Pittsburgh, and Bogey brought Keenan Allen. So if Keenan Allen, I was about to say, I mean, yeah, a lot of like the McLaurin shit is that's not really news. That's just rumors. But I mean, a lot of the stuff nowadays, you know, it's fun to talk about the rumors because sometimes the old saying's true: where there's smoke, there's fire. But yeah,
I saw the NFL listed McConkey as the 100th rated player in the NFL yesterday. What the fuck?
Oh, Lee in the chart.
Well, you know, linemen count, so you got.
Yeah, that's true.
Offensive line.
NFL's doing 2 players a week. I'm like, come on, you motherfuckers, get some shit going.
I thought they do 10. They do like 10 a week, I think.
Yeah,
that's
we're
what
talking
they
about
used to do.
53 times 30. So whatever that is.
Yeah, they not gonna be able to have enough days to just do 2 a day. I don't think. Well, 50 days.
So Spencer, how do your Saints look at quarterback? Do you think it's going to be Tyler the quarterback or someone else?
Yeah, I think it'll be Tyler. I don't really see what else they can do. The Kenny Pickett shit, I saw that you sent that ain't happening. They don't want Kenny Pickett. Maybe someone that, like, you'd have to look at Kellen Moore's history. Oh yeah, that's why he was linked there, because he worked with Kellen Moore last year. That's what that was. Okay. Well, even with that being said, I still don't think that would make a whole lot of sense. I think the thing with the Saints quarterback room is that it's good to have an older guy in there, someone with some veteran, just just some years on them that knows the NFL. Because right now they've got like the youngest quarterback room in the whole NFL.
They probably got the cheapest quarterback room too.
And the cheapest, yeah. Now they got the cars bum ass out of there. So I think that they could maybe bring in someone that's just, look, we'll give them $3 million. Just be a mentor, like a Tannehill, a Carson Wentz. Like, just come in here, be a veteran. Hold the clipboard, let Tyler start, and then if Tyler gets hurt, maybe he could follow. They got Spencer Rattler too. So I still say they bring someone in. Who that someone is, I'm not sure, but I think they're gonna bring someone in between now and week 1. Some sort of veteran QB.
Are we gonna get mock draft Wednesdays coming back soon or what?
Oh yeah, mock draft. Yeah, potentially. I just gotta figure it out with my schedule for July doesn't look too crazy. So yeah, I would think it was Mondays, but yeah, no,
or
Wednesdays.
Mondays or whatever.
Wednesdays aren't gonna work. That's my pool league night. But yeah, Monday, maybe Thursday playmakers. We could do a mock here and there. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do like a Guru Nation exclusive here and there. So yeah, we'll it's been I was hoping my vacation would bring me a little more clarity on what I wanted to do and stuff, but I was too busy exploring.
Which was your famous ballpark? What was the best ballpark you went to in California?
Oracle with Bogey in them, man. That place was incredible. Petco was really good too, though. Shout out to Kidda and the Padre. That Petco, bro. I'm sure you've been there before. That shit was legit. I love Petco.
Yeah, I do too. Most people do. It's nice to see that our city comes out and represents our team, though. For the longest time, it was like the Chargers, where you'd see, half the fans were Padres and the other half were the visiting team. It's not like that no more. Even when the Dodgers are in town, we're still filling the seats with the brown and gold, and it's nice. See, Lee. That's why I dumped them, because the Chargers are so dumb and ignorant. All they had to do is provide a quality team worth watching, and San Diego would have went out 100% for you guys and been there, sell out crowds, buying your merchandise, doing everything to support the team we can, just like how you see they treat the Padres right now. It's a shame that they're up in.
Yeah, Chargers, you backstabbers.
You stupid assholes.
I'm going to send your 49 as a curse, Bogey.
So, Kid, if the Chargers.
I'm just side busting.
If the Chargers had stayed in San Diego, would you not have dumped them?
100%, yeah, they'd be my guys. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. So when they moved is when you dumped them.
Why
okay.
I'm not a Chargers fan is
because they left San Diego.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that because
I don't live in San Diego anymore, but it's still my hometown. So any professional team that I grew up watching would have been the team that I continued to cheer for. But when it dipped out after all the drama, it just wasn't. It didn't.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's like with the Saints. Like if they ever moved the Saints out of New Orleans, it just wouldn't be the same.
Hey, kiddo, Banks said, "Fuck the Padres, Dodgers all day."
Well, he's from LA. I think go to Dodger Stadium too.
She's a big time Dodgers fan, so it's okay. I know where I'm at in United States. My region, it's not very kind to Padres fans right now, but I still wear it proud. I'll cruise around town with my Padres hat on, and it don't bother me one bit. And it's cool,
man, they gotta change that color brown. It looks like the color of diarrhea paws.
It's doing okay.
Paws and diarrhea.
I think Lee has very well placed pauses, but then when he doesn't know, he just pauses everything. When he's not sure, he's just like, I pause.
Diarrhea pause. That's a new one. We gotta put. Yeah, it's gonna just be more and more pauses.
I mean,
Come on, you got me. You gotta pause it all the time.
Oh, my God. Blue Jays. Yeah, the Blue Jays. Like, yeah. I mean, if I was in Canada, I bet the Blue Jays would be fun to root for.
I went to the
yeah,
old
like the Toronto,
Rogers
the
Stadium. That was
Raptors
pretty
and the
nice.
Blue Jays. They got a whole country that cheers for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
But fuck Drake.
100%. Look it, I got
Fuck Drake.
even.
Right? Yeah, on the Raptors. Yeah, I remember when the Raptors won, he was like all on the up there.
Now that's a
That's
cool hat right there. That
So
I like.
you know, I gotta support the local the local.
No, that's
team.
a
yeah,
good hat.
I got a
That's good.
story for y'all. So with the Angels, when I was in LA, right, waiting for my Uber to the Dodgers game, because I sure as hell wasn't gonna try to drive down there. Fuck that. They had this guy that came up to me like, "Whoa, you got the wrong gear on, homie." He had like the Mexican accent. I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? I had a Pujols jersey with the Cardinals." And I was like, "What do you mean, bro? I'm repping Pujols. He used to play for y'all," because he is clearly a Dodgers fan. He's like, "No, bro, you got the Angels shit. That's you on the wrong side of town, bro. You on the wrong side." I'm like, "No, this is Cardinals, bro. This is Cardinals shit. This ain't no Angels." He's like, "Well, it's that red, bro. That's the same red. That ain't us, bro." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Sorry, bro." Like, I'm like, I'm not an Angels fan, but he like took it.
Where you
personal,
from,
like,
eh?
He was
Yeah,
looking for
he-
some beefing.
Yeah, he was. I think he had been drinking or something. He like went up to me like real
for
fast,
sure.
like, and then I was trying to catch my Uber, and he was like, and I think he's like, "Oh, I'm just messing, bro. Like it's all good."
I would have
like,
said, "Here's a 40 ounce and get the
Uber.
fuck out
I
of here."
got to catch my Uber, and
He saw the back of your jersey now. He was like, "Oh shit, man."
yeah, he was triggered by that red. He was like, "What the fuck? It's only blue. It's only
Hey, look,
Dodger
man.
blue." Yeah, he was triggered, bro.
And I look hella Hispanic, so when I be out down there red, like wearing all red, they always look at me crazy, bruh. Because because they think they might be like, "Oh, this guy's a Norte," you know what I mean? Northerner and shit. They wear red, you feel me?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But see, because that's Mexican shit. Because look, I was at a gas station. I think we might have even been like, I can't remember if it was LA or if it was in San Diego. But I was at a gas station and bro was just filling up his tank, ice grilling me from the other car, and then like he had all the face tats and shit. And I just go, "I'm Filipino, bro," and he's like, "Oh." And he just. But he was on me when he thought I was Mexican, though. I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing hella red, wearing Frisco shit." They don't like that shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. Machado's been having himself a little resurgency. This season's been pretty impressive for his age. And
How old is he now?
Manny Machado is 32, 33.
Yeah, well, actually, I watched.
But he came into the bigs when he was like 20, 21.
Yeah, I watched a video last night about like the decline of older hitters in baseball. There's just not many
because
older
you're driving
hitters.
the ball out of the ballpark now rather than getting on base. So we'll take the strikeouts, but the analytics say the gap shots and then the balls that go over the fence. That's how you're able to really do the damage to get a lead and win these games, especially when you got bullpens as strong as they are. Usually, with the upper echelon of teams, their bullpens are so dominant where even if one of the guys are off, as long as they have a 2 or 3 run lead, they'll be able to stay in it with the rest of the guys. And baseball is definitely different from 20 years ago. When I was rooting for Tony Gwynn, for example, that's the opposite. That guy doesn't exist anymore. Our batting titles are like 314. What was it last year?
Yeah, let's say they got the guy. Y'all got the dude who's like the modern day Tony Gwynn. Was it Luis Arise? He's just like a batting average guy.
Not even any he will never hit 370. There's no way.
He had that one season he hit like 340 at the 354. He hit 354 in 2023.
Tony Gwynn's career, this is something that I know. He's a 338 career batting average.
Holy shit. Yeah, he ain't going to see that anymore. Yeah, there's
No.
never going to be another 338 hitter. Judge was like, his batting average is like damn near 400 there for a minute. But that's, yeah, he's still hitting 354 and is one of the best sluggers.
Yeah, he's a dangerous hitter, so you're going to pitch to him a little bit different. The Yankees did a decent job of staying healthy and battling and giving pitchers something else to worry about after they avoid Judge. It's not a team. I think the team can protect Judge.
And they lost Juan Soto. They lost
Same
Juan
thing
Soto,
with
but
Ohtani. Right? Look at those two guys right now. Best hitters, not even like a competition between anybody else. The teams that they're playing for right now, they're giving them wins. They're putting men on base. They're giving them that ability to drive guys in, and they're so. If they're doing it consistently like they've been, they're going to get their walks, which Judge is probably leading the league again. And Ohtani, he's on base is maybe not as high as last season, but still on pace.
Oh shit! That was bogey. I had to mute that shit. What were you saying, kid, about the on base?
Yeah, Ohtani, don't you think that his on base is a little lower than it was last year?
Oh yeah, his numbers I think have dipped a little bit this year.
Just slightly in the power in the power department especially, but I think
he had the generational season last year. I mean, he's still doing really well this year, but it's like, yeah, he's hitting 287. Well, he's got 29 bombs. He leads the NL in home runs.
Yeah.
So the power is still there. He's still hitting a shitload of home runs. He's just and he leads the whole MLB in runs scored. So he's still getting on base. His batting average has dropped a little bit, and his stolen base numbers. He's not stealing bases as much.
Yeah, there's still an opportunity for him to hit with a better average, but I think since they've started to use him as a pitcher, even though it's slowly building up to maybe 5+ innings, but I think his last outing he went 2 innings and he gave up some runs, but it's all a part of it. I think he's too good of a pitcher to totally write off fantasy wise. I think he's gonna get back to being a top 10 starting pitcher in the league again with his hitting. So if you are in a fantasy league that gives you the opportunity to have him as a hitter and a pitcher, man, that's the hugest cheat code available.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Yeah, it's baseball, man. I think we're both still fighting in that league with Steamboat there. We got out to Slow Stars, but I saw
I think
caught dubs, so we're still in the mix.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with me sometimes forgetting to check my lineup, being a good manager, and that's the hard part about baseball is that
I know it's tough sometimes. I've been pretty good this year, but it's not always easy, especially with the settings in that league are kind of wonky. It's like if you don't make a pickup by a certain time, then it's like you can't do anything the rest of the day. You're locked. Like that kind of annoys me. But
which one? Man. In the GWN one?
Yeah, the GWN one. Yeah, it's like you can't really. I think once, like for the even if like a game hasn't started yet, it's like you can't like go in and you can't like add a pitcher last minute type shit.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I've tried it before, and I was like, "What the fuck? I want to add this probable pitcher," and I couldn't do it. Like, if you do it early in the morning,
you're dropping, and the player that you're picking up haven't played, it shouldn't be an issue. But if you're dropping a player that has played and trying to pick up a player that hasn't, then that.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
So if you have people on your bench that you're willing to drop and they haven't played, and there's people in the waivers that haven't played, then it's just like football. You'd be able to pick them up and then swap them out and start them. But there are leagues where you have to put in claims where it's a waiver wire.
Well, this is what I was trying to do.
only.
I was trying to do a free agent pickup. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Free agent pickups, as long as they're for that day, even though you're picking them up for the next day, for that day, for starting pitcher, for instance, if that team hasn't played yet, then they would still be eligible for picking up. And then if they have, if the guy that you're dropping, if he hasn't played, or I should say the team hasn't played, then yeah, he qualifies for the swap. I would just check it out that way, making sure that when you're researching players that you want to acquire, that they haven't played actually. That would probably be the way to avoid all that.
Heard that. Yeah, because this week I think I got a good amount of 2-start pitchers to where like I haven't even made any moves this week. I got a slight lead. I had a good day yesterday. Ryan Nelson pitched really good, and my lineup's finally getting more consistent. That's what was killing me in that league a lot this season was I just had too much dead weight throughout my hitters. I just had too many hitters that were getting me negative points and shit.
Yeah.
But now that I got Acuna back, I've got him rolling. I got Buxton, who's hitting really good. Ozuna, Vlad Jr. is finally coming around. I got a lot of Nick Kurtz has been a pleasant surprise, being just a rookie. I mean, he's a great hitter, but anytime if there's a rookie, you just never know. But I mean, he's been killing it. So, and that park out there in Sac is definitely hitter friendly.
Well, we are gonna get Randy Moss back. He's gonna be back for this season after his cancer scare.
Okay, good. That's great. Great to hear that. Good old Randy Moss.
I was just watching something on YouTube where Randy Moss and Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is still on Green Bay, and then Devontae Adams was talking about his releases. So it was kind of neat, even though a lot of people consider Moss like one of the greatest of all times. One thing that I took out of that was that he was attentive and was all ears. He wasn't trying to say, well, this is what I did or that did. Like, have you done it this way or that way? It was about Devontae Adams, and he let Devontae Adams run that show. And he knew that whatever Devontae Adams was explaining about running routes was going to be amazing for the audience because he's great at it too. It just made me respect him as a reporter, or whatever you want to call that individual that gets to talk to athletes and ask them questions like that. He did a pretty good job with them. I was like, hey, this is cool. Moss is like totally one of the best ever, and he's not even worried about anything that he has to add to the conversation. He's just listening to what Devontae Adams and Devontae Adams definitely at that time in his career already had a great understanding of how he can beat anybody on one-on-one. And that's what he always says, right? Interviews or whatever, he say, I'm always open. So cool little video. I'm sure it's available on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's Randy Moss and Devontae Adams. Probably you type that in. And
Spencer, is there a lot of hype about your LSU quarterback?
Oh yeah, Nuss, man. Yeah, he's a Heisman candidate. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah,
LSU's
Peyton Manning just said he says that Arch Manning and Garrett can make throws that he can't even think about. So he's pretty.
Oh yeah, the modern quarterback. I mean, Peyton Manning kind of helped pave the way to the modern quarterback. Yeah. But I mean, it's like the modern quarterback is just making throws that back in Peyton's day. I mean, the game has just changed so much.
Oh,
I mean,
20 plus years, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Peyton's the one that kind of revolutionized it, and then we had Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, and now it's just like, I mean, if you're not able to throw like 60, 70-yard bombs, it's like you don't have a shot. Like, you've got to have like a cannon arm and dual threat ability. Now you need to be able to run a little bit too. So yeah, it's a different game. It's getting more and more QB dependent, it seems like, to where these teams. It's like basically it's getting more and more to where if you don't have a quarterback, like you're sunk. It's like NFL team power ratings, more like quarterback rankings. Like it's like you can look and like pretty much all the teams at the top QBs are expected to be like the top NFL team. It's getting a lot harder to win with subpar QB play and a good defense. It's getting more and more to where it's like you have to have the great QB.
I mean, think about the Bengals when they got in the Super Bowl. It was they definitely had a nice little run with their defense to go along with it, and then but Joe Burrow can't carry that entire team though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like last season was an example of the Bengals last season were an example.
If they had any kind of defense, they would have been in it.
Yeah, the league is still a team sport. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, that's true. It's not like I'm just saying in general, it's not a foolproof thing. There's always going to be exceptions to the norm. But like this season,
I like where you're going here because.
But yeah, like
the
Bengals are.
Where's Geno Smith? If you think about it, is Geno Smith, is he not like a top 14, 15-ish QB?
Ooh, I don't know, man. Like
Okay.
I'd put him
All
probably
right,
like
so
20. Put him like
do this.
QB 20, yeah.
Okay, but let's do this then. So we got, in no particular order, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow.
Yeah.
Herbert, Stafford. I'll even throw Bo Nix and JD5 in there.
Yep, Bo Nix, JD5. Yeah, all those teams expected to make the playoffs.
The Broncos, that's 10. Jared Goff.
Baker.
I forgot about Baker. So that's like 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. CJ Stroud. Yep, those. I'm looking at my board here. Yeah, those are all the projected playoff teams.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, but as far as reality goes,
in there, I guess.
As far as Stafford's in there, but as far as reality goes, right? It's like, okay, wouldn't Geno kind of fit in this range then? Like, he comes to the Raiders, it does make that a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll make the Raiders better for sure because the Raiders, what they have last year, the Ginsu and AOC, I mean, they were like near the bottom as far as QBs, but now, I mean, they've got a pretty good defense with Geno and Ashton Jeanty. Yeah, I think the Raiders are now like they go from like one of the worst teams to being in that like 18
mid-range
to 24 range.
Yep.
Yeah, just slightly below average, but maybe
if Geno was in Miami all these years with Tyreek and Waddle, they would have been better. So would you say Tua? Yeah, okay, there it is. I'll say Geno's better than Tua.
Okay, well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not high on Miami this season. The one that, if he takes that step, people are thinking the Patriots should be pretty strong this season with Drake May. Like, Drake May is a promising QB. Caleb Williams, a lot of people are expecting.
But see, that's the thing is we have to see it more, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, those guys haven't really
right now,
proven it. Yeah.
Is Geno not like a top 15 guy right now?
But he's close. He's in there. Yeah, probably.
We're never gonna draft him in fantasy as such.
Right. But yeah, it's like PB and Waiver is saying Penix over Geno. I don't know, man. Penix has only played 3 games.
I think Penix has a chance to for sure be better than Geno in year 2. Like Penix got everything there for him. He got the good run game.
Thank you, Bakes. Thank you. I meant to mute myself. My bad. I sneezed like a motherfucker. Thank you. Yeah, but I get your point though, Bogey. Like as far as like the Raiders, and again, it goes back to the QB. If they were still stuck with Aiden O'Connell, if they hadn't acquired Geno Smith, we'd be saying the Raiders are a bottom feeder, like my Saints, because we're stuck with a young QB room, or the Browns. Like the Saints and Browns, because of their questionable QB rooms, are considered the 2 worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so dependent on the QB, where it used to be like more about like the Steelers. Like the Steelers, would he bring in a veteran like Rodgers with that defense, they'd be considered like one of the Super Bowl favorites. But because of the direction of the way the game's going today, they're considered nothing more than like a mid-pack team.
They're a mid-pack.
Yeah, they're considered mid-pack, I'd say. Yeah, I could pull up the Super Bowl odds and see,
Yeah.
that's usually kind of an
Yeah, because when we're in
indicator.
Vegas, let's put some future bets down for show.
Oh, for sure. Let's do that.
Some
Let's see
pregame
what we
action
got.
for a Vegas trip.
Yeah.
We're almost done.
Yeah, I got a dip after this, y'all. I've been over my
Yeah,
time. I
yeah,
was
we'll
supposed to
strike.
leave already, but yeah, I'm gonna read these off and then I'm gonna head out. I'll just read off if I can find NFL. I'll just read off the favorites. And I'll read how about this. I'll read off the 5 favorites and the 5 bottom feeders. God damn it, DraftKings, you fucking with me. All right, where's the
Go with the
Okay.
bottom feeders first.
All right, the 5 bottom feeders. The bottomest of the bottom. My New Orleans Saints at 300 to 1. We are at the
Are you
very
putting some
bottom.
money on your Saints?
Woo, at 300 to 1. Hey, I'll put a buck on them. Shit, I'll win 300. I'll
Come
put
on, it's
10
worth
on them,
it,
win
right?
3
Just go ahead and-
rats.
Just go ahead and drop $10. Who cares? You know, it's $10.
Yeah, might as well.
Just drop 100.
And then
$100.
Kid, are you ready for this?
That's a
Tied
bold
for
pick.
second to last at 250 to 1 is your Jets, along with the Cleveland Browns.
Woo! Come on,
We're getting
making
drunk
some
in
money
Vegas
this
and
year,
dropping 100 on the
Spencer.
Jets to
Let's
win it all.
go.
Yeah, let's put $10 each on them.
If we run into Joe Namath in Vegas, it's a sign.
Yep, it's a sign to put money on the Jets. He guarantees it.
He guarantees that listen, are the Jets gonna win? If he says no, we're all right, Joe.
And then
Don't say save the money.
Then the other 2 bottom 5 is the other New York team, the Giants, and then the Titans, both at 200 to 1.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets and the Saints, man. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's a value, baby. You gotta find those values. man.
Kellen
We're gonna
Moore
see-
coming
We're gonna
fresh
see
off
the
the
Jets and
Super
the
Bowl
Saints
win.
in the
No
Super Bowl. We're
disrespect
going
them.
crazy today.
He's
I mean,
going
shit, the
back.
Commandos. No one had the Commandos doing anything, and
Oh
look at
shit!
that.
Kellen Moore is back in the building. He's coaching in the building. He just won the big one. He still feels the magic.
Right, he's gonna carry it over. And all right, so the top 5. So the 3 favorites right now. Wow, all co-favorites to win it all at plus 650 each. The Eagles, Bills, and Ravens all tied for the favorites.
They all
Nice.
got the
One
mobile.
favorite.
You know what's crazy about that? God forbid any of them get hurt, but having the mobile QBs, it's funny how they loved having them as the plus money. Like, yeah, come on, y'all. You know what I mean? Because one injury to them, it fucks it all up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then we got the Chiefs at 8 to 1 at 4th, and then the 5th is the Detroit Lions at 10 to 1.
Hey, those are good money right there. The Chiefs and the Lions.
I like the Chiefs. The Lions. I don't like
Even the Niners. What are they
direction.
giving my Niners?
Well, the
last place
Niners,
pick.
I'd say the Commandos are given 18 to 1, and then after that's the Niners, Packers, and Bengals all at 20 to 1.
Oh, Niners at 21's not bad money. We're doing it. We're doing it, Bones. Yeah.
You can get it at DraftKings, but yeah, that's But yeah, I gotta slide, my G's. It's been real though. Great.
Yo,
rocking with
Spencer, it
y'all
was good
today,
seeing you,
and,
my friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Peace out.
Peace out. And yeah, kid, you see that it's just the big at the top right there in stream.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
got
Just
it.
click
I'm,
that, and that'll be it.
I'll
Yep.
be,
Yep. I think
I'll be
there should be an
producing Twitter.
outro. There
Yeah,
should
the
be a thing
outro's
that
built
says-
in already. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the outro, it'll cut it off after.
Yeah, I worked with it a little bit. I think I got this from here.
Sick. Peace out, y'all.
Yup.
The show. Peace.
Yup.
Yeah. Now that the boss is gone,
Now we can talk about
we're
whatever
taking this
bullshit
thing
we
off the
want.
rails.
We're going way out in left field. Yeah.
Well, the NFL's longest tenured mascot is officially hanging it up.
Who's that?
The Kansas City Chiefs mascot.
What's their mascot?
The fucking, well, I don't know, whatever the fucking Queefs are, they're a bunch of piece of shits anyways. I don't know. What is
So
it?
is it like a
They've had-
horse rider?
He
or-
brings up the news on them just so he can talk some shit up.
Well, Bogey, they've denied your 49ers twice.
You know what that means? Unfortunately, I hope this doesn't mean that they're going to change the name for, I guess, PC bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. They did it right, though. They're like, yeah, we're Chiefs. You know what I mean? So it's like it embodies the leader of all tribes. Like they call that a chief, right? So it's like, okay, so all the tribes are going to get upset. And then it's like you have the badass Arrowhead logo of the little fucking on a thing. Yeah, I think the Chiefs will be the Chiefs forever.
You know what's weird? How come we don't view the Vikings the same way?
I know the Vikings were like, they would come through R-wording and pillaging,
All right, the teams with the most cap space.
And the Raiders are essentially a play on a Viking character
but they're the Caribbean.
Right?
And it's
like the pirates, but the more modern pirates and stuff. But they said like this: they said the Raiders are an autumn wind that come through R-wording and pillaging.
Hey, Bogey, your team has the second most cap space, my friend.
Who?
Cap space for the Niners.
Yeah, the Patriots have 60 million. The 49ers still have 45 million left.
And what's so funny? Everyone's like, "Oh, how are you guys gonna pay the Brock?" And everyone else like, "Man, relax."
Well, the Lions have 40, the Cardinals have 36, and the Packers have 35, and the Cowboys have 32.
See, if the Lions were smart, they would extend Jameson Williams before the season starts. Don't let him play out this year.
Yeah, his price will go up.
And really deserve to be a fucking super duper top paid guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, because who is it? Was it 22? Was he? Yeah, he was 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, this is year 4. So he balls out now. He's going to be like, I want all of it.
Well, the Raiders have 31. The Eagles still have 30. I don't know what the Bengals have 31. Fucking lock up Troy Hendrickson, you motherfuckers.
But he wants more than that.
Yeah, I know he does.
Here's the thing. If they say that's what they got free in the cap, though, say you go, all right, Hendrickson, you're going to get $35 million a year in his contract. When and they'd be like, okay, it's a 3-year extension. Let's say it's 150, but they're going to be like, okay, you have 90 guaranteed or whatever. Or let's say 105 is guaranteed. He's going to get 50 up front, and then that'll be an signing bonus. That will have nothing to do with the cap. So right away in year 1, they have already knocked out half his guaranteed money, and then they could split the rest of his salary against the cap for the next couple years and make it affordable. This is how they do it.
And forgive me, but a lot of these teams, right? There's no burden on the ownership to go, oh yeah, we're hitting that cap, right? So some of these teams,
they pay a luxury tax. What is it called? The luxury tax or something like that?
Well, that's to go over. Isn't there some cheap ass fucking
That's
teams
if they go
know
over,
that they ain't gonna win and they don't give a fuck and they'll have cap space, but they'll walk away with cap space knowing that they didn't have to spend any money to lose.
Look at that cap space. That means it gives them room to lie.
So unless the NFL has a ruling in place saying, hey, you have to have a roster construction using this much contract money or whatever, but I don't believe so. If a team wanted to play like Pittsburgh Pirates version of NFL, then they're free to do it that way, I think. But most teams, since they only have 8 home games, knowing that it was kind of like the Chargers and other teams probably have the same situation, but the Chargers especially, we had TV blackouts. So if we didn't sell out our stadium, we couldn't even watch it on the TV.
No, this is a fact. I watched the Raiders go through that for the Raiders were going through that in the 2000s. Like the Jamarcus Russell years, and they went blacked out for a couple years.
Hey, Bogey, you got to see this message from Carl. He says, I want to donate $1,000 to you guys. How do I do that? ?
So you can either, if you want to donate it to us straight up, you know what I mean? I got Venmo, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't like hit that.
Because you can go through YouTube on the Heart to Start.
Do we
But
have
YouTube-
super chats available yet?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh,
We barely unlocked that shit maybe a couple months ago. So if you wanted to do that, but they definitely would take half. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but and man, we appreciate anything you want to donate, man. I appreciate that shit.
Yeah, appreciate anybody that supports this.
And if you do have Venmo, it's @ Bogie BOGIE _give_me_money. Pretty simple.
I just, $1,000. If this, if he's serious
Yeah, I
about
mean, shit, we
this,
just
this
divvy it
is
up to the
one of the
homies.
most generous things that anybody has ever done.
Yeah,
Or
I'm almost gonna take my share of it and then buy Carl into one of our leagues.
Yeah, Carl would have
Carl.
t-shirt. Carl would have a t-shirts unlimited.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my portion of that money and buy Carl into one of our leagues.
Peacock's got a point, but I don't know. Carl's not from the South, so I think I think he might not be talking pesos, but that is a,
Right?
He's from the
that is a
Midwest.
definite
Maybe he's talking
possibility.
bogey bucks.
He could have a VPN, and then the YouTube thing will think that he's in Mexico and throw it up as pesos.
Is he talking
Yeah.
about bogey bucks?
You know what I mean? Good old bogey bucks. Yeah, it was pretty cool because we had on the Heart to Start. I remember we were on like a bit of a race there. It was like, okay, we got 24 more hours before they evaluate our shit. But then and JD was like, listen, he's like, we still have to fulfill X amount of watch hours, so we were just doing shows every day, bang, bang, bang. Like,
Yeah.
this was around
And
the
you
draft
did it
time,
right.
too.
Yeah, you guys monetized what, like about 2 months ago?
It was like whenever the draft was. It was like around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a year prior to that, we went viral on one of those clips, which like, and you know what I mean, it blew the Heart to Start channel up, which was pretty dope, man. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it was about the viral shit was about some crazy situation that JD got into. We were just reacting to it because it's funny how meta the world is. He got into a situation, and a lot of people caught it on camera. A situation that he was wrongfully accused of as well. For the record,
It's
And then,
unfortunate, but that the honest truth behind that means that type of interaction is trending, and then like it's hella every day somewhere, some
Yeah,
shit bullshit like
it's
that.
yeah to the cops. You know what I mean? And it was just, and the caveat was this something that we see all the time. But I guess the positives part of it is that here we are reacting to it, and I'm with JD. We're able to react to this type of story because normally them stories. And more often than not, I say not normally, but more often than not, them motherfuckers they draw because they were drawing down on them already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times that somebody just isn't that. They're not. A lot of times they're not that hesitant. They pull it out, and just start to get the bucking off. But long story longer, we found a video of it of some kid reacting to it. It was like some teenager. He's like in Sacramento. The cops are the biggest gang. Let's watch this. And then like, so JD messages it because the kid ran it up for like 10,000 wow views. Like when the first day he dropped it. So JD was like, oh shit, yo, like, where did you find the actual video? So he shot him the link. And so we were able to do our own, but we're reacting to the kid reacting to it, right?
Right.
Super meta. Even then too. Before that, we reacted to the actual video. Then it's like, look, let me show you little bruh reacting to it. And it was funny because when we first, and a lot of times he'll be like, yo, this is what we're gonna watch or what we're gonna break down or whatever. And then I won't even check it out because I'll just wait for the to get my actual reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was one of those. I was like, hey, that motherfucker look like JD. Oh shit, that is JD. Oh shit. And then it was like, I'm like, oh shit, because he had told me about this incident like years ago, but then here it is. It just popped up because there were so many people around when it happened. They get to filming it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Steve, what Bogey? What? Explain to me the meta behind that. Like,
So meta behind that is that, like, okay, we are on live, we're on YouTube live, reacting to this kid reacting to JD in real life. That is as meta as you can get.
So is it meta because it's metaphysical, or like what does it mean to be meta?
In the metaverse, man.
It's
all of it. It's all of it. The metaverse.
We are in the metaverse.
You're in it. I'm in it. We're all in it. I am Metatron.
So, how do we contact this meta god and let them know that we want full control of our reality?
Okay, here's an example of meta. Well, here's an example of meta in movies, right? Like when if you watch like a Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is trying to make it seem that it's not a movie. So they're referencing things in real life, like they're referencing television shows and they're referencing, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I wanted to be just like Charlie Angels, but it was called Fox Force 5. But you know what I mean? Like they're making it seem like it's meta. You know what I mean? That's meta right there.
Well,
You dig? That's like, you know, so it's like a meta, pun intended, it's like a metaphorical saying these days, as well as it actually being a digital place that they've created, the metaverse, where like when we first came around Ricky Williams, you know, he was trying to do this like a smoke bar, like a lounge, in the metaverse, where you can go on and you have your avatars there and everybody just blowing. You know what I mean? I was like, cool, but like, and like Snoop Dogg tried to do like some kind of metaverse shit, and he was interviewing people, and yeah, I mean, but see, that was also Facebook trying to kind of contain it to this face. I think they call it Facebook. I mean, I'm not on Facebook at all, so I mean, I think I have a Facebook, but not on it.
I am not in the metaverse, or unless this is the metaverse.
Yes.
And then, it consumes me, and I just don't know it. I am full participant. I am a user. What do we call that? I am an avatar. I'm somebody's avatar.
Look at us right now as we speak.
Yeah, somebody's watching me like if we were playing The Sims. Man, you ever fuck with that game?
So, Kidda, that means you
badass
can pick off the shows on Sundays early now, right?
You know what's crazy?
Well, I work sometimes. So like,
no, I'm saying on Sundays when you're not working.
No, yeah. So the European games definitely. I'm still on the
learning.
Clock, but if we're doing a standard Sunday start, yeah, for sure. But I know
if those games are in the middle of the night, I'm totally down to go live and just start drinking and watch. I don't even watch soccer because some of those games are like in the middle of the night or like Dummy in the AM.
Yep.
Well, Dummy in the AM for sure. I think it actually 6 o'clock West Coast start, 9 o'clock East Coast.
Oh, okay, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, because the East Coast fans, they really get a good kick out of it because they're literal like 24 plus hours of football, it feels like, for them, because they're just going like all doing their regular morning and then like getting a 9 a.m. game and then rolling into the Sunday night game, which starts at 10 o'clock over there? No, 8 o'clock. So it'll end at like 11, but still, it's a lot of football. All day experience.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of football the first week though.
Yeah, and yeah, because Sunday is now my true day off, I will be rocking. That's just because we're all savages in fantasy, and that's truly what we wake up.
Should we do a pizza eating competition in Vegas?
Man, hey, honestly, I felt...
Because you know who actually brought it up? I think it was Steamboat. He was like, dude, we totally could do like a pie eating contest for real.
Well, we should do something, man.
Well, I'm down.
I mean, we're gonna
to-
get loaded, so we're gonna have all kind of.
Well, you guys can get loaded. I'm just gonna. Hey, I'm just
You're the
gonna.
designated
I'm
lead.
just gonna be a big ass disappointment because I tell you guys, I've been doing my best not to fucking pig out, and and lately when I've had the opportunity to pig out, and it's finally become where
You're like, I'm full.
my mind isn't outpacing my
Your
stomach.
stomach.
Right. So like
That's
my
good.
stomach was going crazy. I could sit there and overeat and go back
Put it all
to
away.
eating and drinking, and yeah, I cut back on the calorie intake. I was getting shit. I don't know. I might still weigh more than 225 pounds, but for a little while I was going like it keeps getting higher. I'm not really.
I mean, I just see you from 1 year to the next,
It just
and I was
keeps
like, oh, should
climbing.
have put
I'm
on a few.
that-
I've already dropped weight for Vegas.
If this was a stock portfolio, this would be awesome. But my body weight, it's probably the worst thing I could have wished for. But I do like to go out and eat. I'm just doing my best to not, overeat because it's easy to overeat for me.
And if you cut out certain things like that you overeat on, like for example, like man, if it's up to me, I just want to eat sandwiches and burgers and things like that. The carbs just go crazy after a while. You know what I mean? I eat rice all day, so it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
But
I see
if you're eating a lot of
myself going-
Vietnamese food, it's a lot of fresh food too. A lot of fresh vegetables. They always have the little cucumbers and the tomatoes on the side, and you know what I mean.
That's funny that you say the vegetables because not that I have any personal experience with this because I don't, but it was a YouTube content creator that was in the shorts, right? So I'm scrolling through, and they pop up, and it's a Vietnamese wife and a white husband, and then she opens up the fridge, and it was like literally a garden in that bitch.
Yeah, because they eat always fresh
And,
vegetables.
like it had all of the mint and all the stuff that you would think that they would have. It was 100% exactly how you would think that their
Yeah, you got the mint
refrigerator would
leaves.
look like.
You got the mint leaves. You got the bean sprouts.
Yeah.
You got the daicons, the tomatoes, cucumbers.
and I'm
carrots.
talking about loaded. This thing was loaded 100% to like the to like packed full. And then she gets that question. She was like, "So, tell me how many days is this gonna be good for?" She's like, 3. We're like,
Lee.
"What? Are you kidding me?" 3 days to eat a goddamn like refrigerator full of fresh vegetables.
Lee, maybe put on mute.
That's a lot of money.
But shit,
you
I'm like, I do appreciate eating well.
You know what's
and
good about
that goes
with
in
their
many
veggies?
different ways. But
Whenever
I'm
you-
starting to think about being more kind to my like, so like even
Yeah,
with
your
the
body.
temperature, the spiciness, I've cut down on that because it did start to fuck with my fucking digestion. And I was like waking up in the middle of the night going like, fuck, I can't stop coughing, and like, it's like burning.
Yeah,
my-
I shouldn't have.
the
I
heartburn
should
and
have
all
downed
that
that
shit.
bottle of Reaper hot sauce.
You gotta watch out now that I'm a little bit older. I know I'm the youngest one on
Yes.
the panel right now, but
We're all
I'm
growing
38.
together.
and I know that when I was 28, I could put down anything, no problem. 38, I have to be a little bit smarter about it.
Yes, I know. Like, it was funny because I was telling Dennis, I'm like, I need to start conditioning for.
I
Vegas.
apologize about that, fellas.
No, it's all
you're
good.
good.
I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Okay.
I got someone coming to fix the fridge. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, you got fridge repair or like,
No, the
installation?
all the breakers are fine, right? It looks like because I went to the garage this morning, right? All the expensive food is in there. And when it's on the yellow lights on, it means it's either tripped or something like that. So I checked the whole breakers. Everything was fine, right? So our main fridge is in the garage. It's in the kitchen. That's fine. but the one in the garage has all the expensive meat and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, oh shit. So I have someone coming to fix it.
So yeah, one of the easy ways you can know what's going on is if your breaker has a big number or a small number. Typically, if that breaker controls any of your kitchen appliances, you want to have it to be the biggest number on your panel. So that's going to control the amperage that is drawn from it. And if it exceeds a certain amperage, then it's going to trip because it doesn't want to damage the equipment that are associated to that circuit.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So sometimes the outlet that you're plugging in certain appliances, if you can find a way to move them and then plug it in a different outlet and then see if it doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You might be overloading that breaker, that's all.
Because the TV outside was not working. I'm like, God damn, everything else works, but
yeah, so if you got too many appliances and devices overloading that circuit, that's going to trip it. And that's just something to pay attention to. Usually you want to have your kitchen appliances associated with the strongest breakers.
Yeah. Well, I have to cut it short because I have someone coming. So tell Bogey I'll touch base with him. And Kidda, you have a good night at work, and I will tap in with you soon.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we'll just call it quits, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out, yo.